Hi everyone, welcome back. In the last video, we wrote this component, this movie container component, and we learned how we can fetch real data, real movies data from TMDB API. In this video, what we are going to do, we are going to clean up our movies container code a bit. Because if you see, we wrote a lot of things in this movie container component, and our movie container component looks so messy. What I want to use just one line and get the movies. Okay, so let me tell you what I want to use just one line. I want to use something like this: const movies is equals to, let's say, use fetch movies. And after doing this, const movies is equals to use fetch movies, I want to get all the movies. So if you notice over here, I am using use, and in the previous video I told you use is a keyword that is used for defining hooks. For example, if you see above this, you see use effect, use state. So what is this? This is a custom hook that we are going to implement in this video in order to clean up this component. So how do we write a custom hook? So let us write a custom hook. Okay, so let's write a new folder in this src folder. Let's call it hooks, and in this hooks folder we are going to write all our custom hooks. So the first hook that we are going to write is use fetch movies hook, and the extension that we are going to use is .js. Okay, so let me close this sidebar. Let me open these two files side by side so that we can do a little bit of copy paste. So let me write our first custom hook over here. Basically, in React, hooks are nothing but JavaScript functions. So let us write a JavaScript function and call it use fetch movies. Let me write a arrow function, and we have to export this function to export default use fetch movies. Now we have to write the logic to fetch the movies, and we already wrote all the logic to fetch movies over here. So what I am going to do, I am going to copy all this logic from here, this movie container file, and paste it over here. First of all, let me cut this part over here and paste it over here. So I copied this part from this movie container to our use fetch movies hook. What this function do? This function basically fetches the movie and returns it. So what do we need next? We need to fetch these movies inside a use effect hook. So let me copy this use effect part from here and let me paste it over here. And now we also have to remove this state variables from here to here. Okay, now let me import all the hooks that we are using from React, like use state and the other hook that we are using, use effect. Now the only thing that is left is to return these movies. So let me return these movies, return movies. And I think our custom hook is ready. Let me give some space over here so that we can see everything clearly. We first initialized a state variable, then we wrote a function that is fetching movies, and then we called this function inside this use effect hook, and we are returning the movies. And I think we are done with this use fetch movies hook, and we have to import it in our movies container. So let's import it in our movies container, and let me remove this import of use effect and use state hook from here because we don't need it over here. So if you look our movies container now, you can see we are using just one line. We are using just one line of code to fetch all the movies, and we can use this use fetch movies hook anywhere inside our application. So basically what we did, we made our application more modular and we made this movie container more clean. So let me go to our application and let's see whether it works or breaks. So I think it works properly. Let me refresh it. Okay, I think everything works properly, everything works fine. So this is how we write custom hooks in React. Custom hooks in React can make our life easier. It makes our code more modular, and it also made this component more clean. Okay, so in the next video, what we are going to do, we are going to make this movies container code more clean. We are going to remove all this code from here to another component, and we are also going to learn a new concept, that is props in React. And I think this is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.